got shook. Okay.
Hey everyone, my name is Dr. Grant and this is Marco. He is the brisket-loving Texan living in North Carolina. So he finally moved to the home of Real Barbecue. We're so glad you're here. But the real reason he is here in our office at Greater Life Chiropractic is because he was having some neck and low back issues, some generalized stiffness, and he is what I would call just the classic chiropractic patient, right? People have aches and pains, or like chiropractic helps with aches and pains. So I would love for you to talk about some of your experience with chiropractic and maybe some of the less notable or noticed benefits from chiropractic care that you've seen.
Yeah, no, so for me, this is my first time going to a doctor like Dr. Grant and coming to a facility like this one. And when I came in, for me, it was really hard, honestly, to be on my feet for a long time. It was hard to drive more than 2 hours at a time for long road trips. Wake up with, what do they say, like that stiff neck. Oh man, like slept wrong. I'm also a frequent workout and, active person. So those aches and pains and things were the stiffness. And being able to meet Dr. Grant and come here and, after about a month of just plain work and going through his evaluations, I've been able to change a lot of that around in less than a year.
Awesome, I love it. Well, healing's a process, right? It takes time and repetition.
Yeah.
All right, so we start off our analysis with Marco looking at the length of his leg. So you can see pretty clearly he's got a right short leg here, and this is what we consider a functional short leg. So some people will have a structural short leg where they've had a femur fracture, like upper leg break as a kid, or they've had polio, or there's a host of other things, right? Sometimes we can get a growth plate fracture that can impact the length of the leg. So in this case, this is a functional short leg, meaning the reason why his leg is short is because he has a spinal misalignment somewhere that's creating tension on that nervous system, and his brain is reacting to create tension around that spinal misalignment to protect the area. So you have this chain reaction to the spine and the pelvis, and that's why you have a short leg. So that's foundational for our analysis. We know there's something going on, and we use that to also know if we've corrected the issue, okay? Marco, look to the right for me. Stay short, look to the left. And when he looks to the left, they balance pretty darn well here. And so that's what we're looking for. Go face down. So him looking to the left and seeing his legs bounce like that tells me that there's irritation on the right side of his neck. So I just got to figure out exactly where we got to go to address that. And so these tables, we're using a drop mechanism here. So if I press on this table, it's going to fall like that. So we're using inertia to create a really gentle and specific adjustment. Look to the left. A little more if you can. Good. All right. And go face down. We're going to come back here and check. So his right leg is short still. Look to the left again. And his right leg stays short. So that's important. So that tells us we have corrected what we needed to correct in the neck. They're no longer balancing. And so now we're going to go on to look at his low back and his pelvis. So go face down for me. So first thing we're going to do is bring his legs up here. And when we bring his legs up, they actually balance pretty darn well. So we got to do some more testing to figure out what we need to do here. So we're short here, balanced here. So we're going to do what's called a challenge. So we're going to put some pressure in some of the joints in his low back and his pelvis to see what is going on. We're going to go back and look here at the length of his legs. And we're looking pretty darn good there. And we're looking good here as well. So we have corrected the two primary misalignments or subluxations that his brain's reacting to. And part of why we call those primaries, top and bottom here, is you have a lot more proprioceptors in the upper neck and the lower back and pelvis. So those proprioceptors tell your brain where your body and joints are in space. And so because the higher concentration of proprioceptors, there's a lot more input to the brain, which will impact the leg length even more. So we know from looking at Marco's x-rays, he's got some other stuff going on. So we're using the x-rays and feeling around to figure out what else we need to adjust in his spine. So what I'm feeling as I'm feeling on the spine is just really for motion. There should be a natural glide in the joints, and as I'm touching his spine, I'm looking at his x-rays to understand what segments I'm on, what am I seeing, and how is the motion in that area. So what's being restricted, what's not moving well, and we are very specific to correct this in line with the correction for the x-rays. All right, legs are still balanced, and your power is on, sir. As I like to say, you are all set.